Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Turning Red. So Pixar are back again with another film. This one, it looks like, has a really cool art style, kind of similar to Luca, but it's cool to see they're kind of mixing up the styles and experimenting a bit as well. I know this is the story of this Asian girl who can like turn into a red panda, a giant red panda. And of course this is kind of like an allegory for puberty and kind of getting your period. That's obviously something that I can't relate to. I know there's been some controversy about a few journalists saying they can't relate to this film, but I think everyone can relate to the puberty aspect of that, right? And I don't think you need to necessarily relate to every single aspect of a character to relate to them. Even if there's just one or two traits, you can still relate to them, you know? And of course, Billie Eilish and Phineas have worked on this film. I know there's like this boy band that they wrote songs for, so I'm not expecting the songs from this boy band to be like as high caliber as Billie's songs normally are. I think it's probably going to be played off as a bit of a joke, but it's still fun to see them, to see how they've contributed to this film as well. And then of course I'd be remiss to talk about the slew of controversy surrounding this movie. Employees at Pixar have come out and said there were moments in this movie and in Luca that have been cut by the Disney higher-ups because they were more overtly gay. So Disney are supporting what has been dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill, which is in Florida. It's this bill that they're trying to pass where it would stop teachers being able to teach about sexual orientation and gender identity. A lot of the proponents for this bill are saying that it will help stop grooming because it's only for children of the age of 8 and under, I believe. So the problem is, say a student has same-sex parent, another student might see them and then ask a teacher about it, and the teacher isn't allowed to talk to it or even explain that same-sex couples are a thing and that's fine. You know, there's a lot of problems where it's kind of hiding away sexual orientation and gender identity, and hiding it away can be very harmful for these kids because it makes them seem taboo, which is already a problem itself. People need to be taught these things so it is normalized and just seen as a normal part of everyday life. If this bill gets passed, it will be a real detriment to children with LGBT parents or children themselves who are LGBT. That's why it's so important that this bill doesn't get passed. So in the pinned comment, I'll have more information, more resources so you can learn more about it yourself. And there'll be some ways that you might be able to help, especially if you are a resident in Florida. Even if you are a minor, you might be able to phone up your local representative. You know, sometimes it feels like as a minor you don't have any political power, but you can still help influence things and advocate for things if you are passionate about them. So down in the pinned comment there will be all of that, and of course I encourage you to do your own research, look at multiple news sources because most news websites are biased. This is just a reminder that Disney, although they make all of this content that all of us like, they're not your friend. They are acting in their best interests at heart as a corporation, you know. So one last thing before you jump into it, be sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you can find a full-length timer-based reaction where you just sync up your own footage so you can watch along with me for the full duration of the film. You can also find early access to other shows and movies. Of course, there won't be early access for this because I want to get this up as soon as possible. And there's also polls so you can vote for what's next. So let's just jump right in.
The number one rule in my family: honor your parents. The least you can do in return is every single thing they ask.
Yeah, so it's like there's going to be some family pressure going on here.
I'm Maylin Lee, and ever since I turned 13, I've been doing my own thing.
She got a Tamagotchi.
Do not hesitate to do a spontaneous cartwheel if I feel so moved. Crap!
I was expecting this like monologue, breaking the fourth wall a bit.
But this is grade 8. I don't got time to mess around.
Mildly annoying, young lady.
Major weirdo. Overachieving dork narc.
I do like this style, you know, the talking to the camera a bit. That bit reminded me of Mean Girls a bit. Is this a guy they have a crush on or something? He's just dead in the eyes.
To art school. Hey, young fasters, enjoy does speaks French. And Aaron T and Aaron Z are like really talented too.
You can see they're kind of trying to incorporate elements of different things as well. It's like kind of like an American boy band, but maybe a bit of K-pop in there as well.
I know what it looks like. I am my own person.
But she still listens to her parents.
It's not all about me.
Oh yeah, the red pandas at the back. Loads of red pandas here actually.
Some of my moves are hers.
Hey, honor student. Tomorrow, UN Secretary General.
Yeah, she's just, putting all this responsibility onto her. This is quite a common theme in quite a lot of movies and things I've watched recently. Not letting her, choose her own path a bit.
Sister, guardian of the red pandas, we humbly thank you for protecting and guiding us.
Okay, so some, mythology as to why she turns into a panda.
To the creatures of the forest, especially the red panda.
It looked like they had a gift shop with loads of red panda merch.
Give me 5.
Yeah.
Come on, Dad's making dinner.
Very high energy and quick pace so far, actually. Oh, that looks great.
Perfect.
Yes.
I know the director of this is the one who directed Bow, the short film as well.
Down. We'll be kicking off their North American tour. Tickets on sale.
Okay, so she has to go see them.
Who are these hip hoppers? And why are they called Four Town if there are 5 of them?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But she's gonna pretend like she doesn't like them.
Dinner's ready.
Yeah, it's like outside her house, she has this persona of being really free and out there, but when she's at home, she is held back a bit.
Peace.
Oh, so she does like Devon?
Devin.
Is this like her realizing that she likes him?
Okay, his shoulders are kind of nice, I guess.
She's drawing him with big muscles as well. They've really nailed the kind of young artist art style where they're trying to make something look anime-ish.
Is this your homework? Oh.
Don't.
Oh my. What
Do
is...
not.
Huh? Do these things to you?
No, it's just made up, Mom.
The sketchy clerk from the Daisy Mart?
Mom, no.
And she thinks that it was all real, not just her fantasy.
Oh, what have you done to my Maymay?
Who?
Maylin Lee, right here.
I should...
I love this. It's very memey in a way.
The Daisy Mart has lost a loyal customer today.
Oh, and she's leaving the drawings there for them to keep as well.
Is there anything else I should know about Maymay?
Nope. All good.
I thought she was either gonna blow up at her there or just, hold it all in.
It's fine. You'll move to another city, change your identity. This will never happen again.
It definitely will though. You can't, just stop being attracted to people in general. Is this where it happens where she gets this power to turn into a panda?
Coming.
The dad grabbing the sugar. Yeah, a bit of body dysmorphia, seeing she's got a belly as well.
Did the red peony bloom?
Maybe.
But it's too soon.
No, will you just get out?
Excuse me?
I didn't mean that. I'm a gross red monster.
Pads. Regular, overnight, scented, unscented, thin, ultra thin with wings.
Awesome. Just leave them by the sea. What the?
Her ears went back to normal, so she's slowly going back to normal a bit. When she calms down a bit, I think I did know it was when she's excited, it happens, or nervous, when there's strong emotions, which happens a lot because she's going through puberty at the moment. Oh, her hair was red there as well. We've seen before she's very expressive and open and like excitable as a character, you know. Oh, she's wearing a hat to hide her hair. I saw a little moose on the dashboard, and for a second I thought it was a reference to Mitchell's versus the Machines, but that wasn't even Disney, was it? Because I know Pixar likes to reference its other projects, but that's completely different. But this is set in Toronto, so that makes sense because it's Canada. I do really love some of the mannerisms of the characters as well, especially like her friend group. Although everything's kind of exaggerated, they do feel like very real. Oh, someone's spread around the drawings. She's gonna keep getting distracted and it's gonna put her off of the math as well, maybe. Oh, this is gonna, people are gonna see this. She's gonna have this reputation as having the crazy mum now as well. It's just another thing to put on top of this. Oh. Does the mum know about this? Is this like a family thing that happens a lot? I mean, her having this form would be great for the shrine when she was like in that panda costume before. Much more realistic. Did you just really just let that out?
Don't look at me! Stay back!
It's happened already?
What did you say?
Yeah, so they knew this was going to happen eventually.
That she asked the gods to turn her into one. It was wartime.
Oh, this is cool. We're getting it in this art style as well.
She was desperate for a way to protect herself and her daughter. They gave her the ability to harness her emotions, to transform into a powerful, mystical beast.
That sequence was really cool.
There's a cure!
Really? How do you know?
It happened to me.
Yeah, she went through it as well. Is the cure just calming down, or is it like an actual cure as well?
Do like a hawk, I'd see the signs and be able to prepare.
When you're such like an overbearing parent like that, it means your kids are more likely to hide things as a secret, you know, like she kept the secret that she had a crush on this boy and things.
And the more you release it, the more difficult the ritual will be.
But it's not a good lesson to be teaching her to suppress her emotions, you know?
I will be with you every step of the way.
She's being really good and helpful here, though.
Is it Wilfred?
Thanks, Dad.
Is that supposed to be a Pashin? I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Red is a lucky color.
Oh yeah, red is quite symbolic in Chinese culture, isn't it? I do really like this art style. It's like very expressive, of course, but there is something kind of tactile about it. I don't know, it's really satisfying, this art style. The same with Luca as well. The more she tries to fight it though, the worse it will be.
Forget that! Fortown's coming to Toronto! What?
Oh, they're all seen now as well. I hope they go to see them at the end of the movie or something. It'll have to be once she's got it all in check, because the excitement of seeing the band would change her, obviously.
No!
May 18th, they just announced it.
Yeah, that's before she does the ritual.
Come right back. Ow! Abby, what the heck? Huh.
Oh, she was able to control it a bit there.
Abby, hit me.
Have his face as well.
Something about you guys, like, neutralizes the panda.
Friends help her keep calm.
Sad orangutan. Your second place spelling bee trophy.
Yeah, she's dealing with the emotions, not suppressing them, which is good. Oh, two little kittens. But like positive emotions like this are something you should express, you know?
All I do is imagine the people I love most in the whole world. Which is you guys. Favor to ask.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
What?
She gave a presentation about why she should go.
Why on earth do you want to go so badly?
The 13-year-old delusion that you're going to go to a concert and they'll see you in a crowd and fall in love with you.
Treating her own mother like that.
Ming, it's your mother.
I'm not here.
So she's being completely hypocritical. She's the same to her own mother.
In Florida? Ming,
I know about Mei Mei.
Oh, it was on the news.
I'm on my way with reinforcement.
They're making her really intimidating, seem like a villain. She's got this scar as well.
So,
Wacko?
I love Abby, all of her facial expressions and how energetic she always is. And the rest of the world doesn't know about her power though, do they? Oh, just the arm.
we need to see this concert.
Yes, like not seeing a concert is actually going to cause her more stress.
Who are you? I love it. Fight the power!
Going into a bit of a rebellious phase, maybe.
Red Panda!
You are the cutest thing.
Okay, so they do think it's cool.
I'll give you anything. Money, my kidney, my soul.
Money to buy tickets to the concert. Oh yeah, they've got all the merch as well.
You ready?
Getting the popular kid to wear their merch, then it becomes the new thing. Didn't the mum say the more she transforms, the harder it will be to fix in the ritual? But I feel like maybe by the end of the movie she'll embrace it and not want to have it like as something that is completely fixed, you know?
One more step, and I'm telling her everything. Want to throw a sick birthday party, an epic one.
With the panda there.
It's this Friday. If you're there, everyone will come.
Day before the concert, right?
What if I come with you?
What?
What are you doing? Linear equation?
Wouldn't you rather hang with Dad?
Let's get my flashcards.
Oh, great. How's she gonna work around this though? Is this her mother, the grandma?
She's lost weight.
No, she gained weight. She looks
like her mother.
She looks like her father.
Exactly what you'd expect from extended families. You've lost weight, you've gained weight. Da, 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 da.
Everybody clap your hands.
How is the cha-cha slide playing and you're not dancing to it? Come on.
Bound to it forever, and the ritual will fail. Your mother and I were close once. Red Panda took that away.
And now she doesn't want to lose the connection to her mother. She'll probably go to this party and say it's the last time she'll let the panda out.
It's about time.
So she doesn't want to let it out.
We have enough for 3 tickets.
Then I'll stay home.
Abby, no. I'll stay home.
Guys, if we can't all go,
Yeah, what's the point of even going? I'm surprised the tickets are $200. Is that the cheapest ticket there is?
Just one last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let her out of your sight.
I like how they're showing the generations as well. It's not just the mum putting the familial pressure onto Mei Ling, it's the grandmother putting the pressure onto her as well.
oh no.
Oh, she's gonna find out everything that's under the bed, yeah.
Fur baby?
Oh, look, she's letting her grades slip as well.
Did it! We are seeing 4 town walls!
But the mum's confiscated all the money now.
May, what if you didn't do the ritual?
Yeah, I think that might be what happens.
Guys, I can't be like this forever. My whole family would freak.
She needs to be able to be her true self, but also handle her responsibilities.
Boys are coming to Toronto on the 25th, so get your tickets now.
Oh, it's the day of the ritual. It's delayed or something.
이게 뭐야? 돌리고? 미친 거 아니야 이거?
What are you doing? We want more rides.
Buzz off, jerkface. I'm busy. Don't talk about my family like that, you stop!
What is going on here?
Doesn't know and can't handle her own strength.
I believe you girls would use her like this.
What?
But we didn't.
Oh,
I knew you were trouble. Putting all
it's blaming it on them.
She is a good girl, and you've taken advantage of her.
May, tell her.
Yeah, maybe used to say stand up for herself, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, the reflections in that. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That shot there looked like it was almost 2D, like hand painted.
Today? How many tickets?
Oh, so it's the day of the ritual now.
4 is the worst number.
4 is an unlucky number or something then? Yeah, the dad realizes there's something wrong. The dad has been kind of secretly supportive this whole time as well, hasn't he?
Come in.
I'm glad the dad is getting this moment because he's been almost passive most of the time.
You sound like your mother. What has she told you about her panda? She almost took out half the temple.
The mother's kind of speaking from experience.
And your grandma had a terrible fight.
Over what?
Grandma didn't approve of me, but you should have seen your mom.
She was fighting for what she believed in, so maybe May can, you know, do the same thing, say the same to her mum.
Erase it if you want, but this side of you made me laugh.
Just follow my directions and breathe.
Will she be able to get this done quickly and get off to the concert? Or, you know, maybe, you know, whenever they're next in town in a year or so, we'll get a flash forward or something.
For as long as the red moon shines, the astral realm will be open.
I recognise this voice actor. Is it the dad from Kung Fu Panda? I love the visuals here. Oh, is she gonna talk to the ancestor? I really love this location and the art, like camera effects and the blur and stuff. She doesn't want to return to that version of herself from back then. Love this, the imagery, the music here is great as well. Yeah, look at that, the panda's sad looking back at her. The music here is great. I wasn't expecting this to get me emotional like that, wow. Everyone else is going to be horrified, but she's happy with it. Oh, it broke hers as well. But maybe it can be a lesson to the mum, for the mum to embrace it as well.
How could she do this to her own?
Oh, I wasn't expecting this. And we know her mum's one is like more dangerous as well. Yeah, she's got like full mastery over it now, really. Just going back and forth. This feels like it would make a cool video game mechanic, actually.
You're here! What are you doing here?
And now the mum might show up at the concert and ruin everything.
Robert Jr.?
She's been taking care of him 24/7.
Yeah.
Tyler?
Yeah, he's a Four-Town fan. Oh, it's huge. It's like a kaiju. Yeah, they all think it's part of the show. There's no way can Mei get that big as well. It's gonna turn out it's the mum that needs saving from it, maybe.
Where are your parents? Put some clothes on!
I like boys! I like loud music! I like gyrating! I'm 13! Deal with it!
Oh, that was cool, the shadow.
Where's Jim? Jim!
I thought he might be able to calm her down because, you know, it was all to do with him, the reason there was that big argument before.
Sing louder!
Oh, get the microphones.
What is it? Wants to go to a concert!
I never went to concerts! I put my family first!
Sorry! I'll never be like you!
This feels like a superhero fight or something, you know, like an anime fight, which is moving about and all the zooms in on her face.
Mom! You have to get in the circle! Wake up!
I think she's gonna have to teach her mum how to deal with controlling her power as well. You know, the mum has all of this kind of pent up problems and stuff, it seems like. That's why her panda's so much bigger, maybe.
Give me strength.
She's gonna turn as well. I love it, the transformations. The different moves they have to do to activate the transformations. So much more of like a grand and epic ending than I was expecting. It's like they've got their own private concert essentially now. They're all getting the opportunity to go back. Is this her younger as well?
Mom?
I saw like the uniform.
I hurt her.
She's the reason the grandma has the scar.
I'm sick of being perfect. I'm never gonna be good enough for her.
Yeah, can't she see that she's also putting this exact same pressure onto May? Yeah, it's just like walking her through life.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
Yeah, see how easily they go through compared to how May was struggling.
I'm finally figuring out who I am.
So don't hold back. For anyone. The farther you go, the prouder I'll be.
People still talk about Pandapocalypse 2002.
Oh yeah, because this is set in the early 2000s, isn't it?
This thing's hungry all the time.
Oh, she got a Tamagotchi as well, and it's a panda.
What? Mr. Gal had to put her panda in something.
Oh, okay.
It's home to the great red panda.
Oh, okay. Generating money to make up for the damages.
Guys, bring it in!
And Tyler's like part of that group now.
Totally. Sometimes I miss how things were, but nothing stays the same forever. But I did.
Yeah, she got to meet the band as well. There's a little end credit scene or something.
You know it's us, yeah.
Okay, so that was Turning Red, and just wow, my expectations are just kind of shattered. I was expecting it to be good, but I wasn't expecting this. This was just really great and poignant, and it was a much grander scale than I thought. We have this giant fight at the end, these like really epic moments, some great cinematography, especially towards the end, like the last third was just amazing. So many great visuals and everything. I was expecting it to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be kind of this level. And, I talked about at the start how there was this reporter who said he couldn't relate to the film. And I can understand, like, maybe if you're a bit older as well, that you don't quite relate to the way the characters kind of talk and act. I feel like they do act like their age, So I feel like that can be off-putting for older people. I don't think it's necessarily the puberty aspect that isn't relatable. I think it's just the way the characters act and they move, and like it's very kind of memey in a way, the way there's all of these funny facial expressions, and it like zooms into May's face and she's like really sweaty, and there's these kind of aspects of almost internet culture in here as well, even though it's set in like 2002, in the early 2000s. So I can see how some people would be put off by that, but I think the target audience here is younger people in general. The main message here, the allegory, is about periods and puberty. So of course the main target audience here is like younger girls, but that doesn't mean there isn't still stuff that I really loved here, especially in the visual department. And I think, if you're this would be great to kind of watch with your mum, like a mum and a daughter watching this together. This would be a great watch. Loads of themes here of the kind of familial pressure. It did remind me a bit of Encanto. I had seen some people comparing this to Encanto, and it does make a lot of sense. They both just handle this kind of familial pressure aspect really well, and I think both of them, they handle it in different ways, and you can probably relate to both in different ways as well. And this change into the panda is a great, way to represent this change, because there's all of the things that come along with it. Like she was saying, she was stinky, that's going along with puberty. And then we see this bit where she like grabs her belly. So there's all of these like kind of body issues that come along with it. And then also kind of how your mentality changes a bit, how she was, suddenly she was finding herself attracted to all of these boys and things like that. As I said at the start, there was apparently a moment here that was kind of more overtly gay in some sense, and I'm wondering kind of where that could have been. My first thought was maybe Priya and this girl that she was talking to at the party. I don't know, it seemed like there might have been something there, but it could have been anything. There was something cut out or trimmed out here that the Disney execs didn't exactly like, that was a bit more overtly LGBT. I really loved the friend group here, and like how their friendship, that was what kind of got her through this. It was her thinking about her friends. That's when she felt like she was her true self and she was most comfortable, and that's what calmed her down, thinking of her friends. I really loved Abby, like all of her facial expressions. She was just like super energetic, and every time she was on screen, she was in the background, she was pulling a funny face, she was doing something funny. She was just a great character. And I really loved the dad's moment as well, where he found the camcorder and he just sat down and had a talk with her, because the dad at that point, he'd been kind of passive in the whole situation, but at that point he really starts to develop as a character, and it just led to this great moment. Like both the parents had really great moments in this movie. It wasn't just kind of one-sided and the dad was just there as a joke. There were funny elements with the dad, but he was actually a good dad as well. And with the familial pressure, we see the kind of knock-on effects, how it started with the grandma, then onto the mum, and then onto May. It didn't like come out of nowhere. The mum, it was like she had all this pressure on her as well, and she should have realized what all of this caused and all the pain it could have caused to May. But I think it was so long ago, she didn't really consider that, I guess. I really like the theme of embracing yourself. Even though the mum and the aunts and the grandma, they had their power taken away again, May stuck with her power. She's kind of stuck to her true self. I think it was kind of like a personal choice. It wasn't that the mum and the grandma and the aunts, it wasn't that they weren't embracing their true self. It was just they had chosen to hide this power away, or not hide it away, but not have this power anymore. And then kind of all of the final moments, they were just really beautiful. I really loved the animation here. I said before, there's something almost like tactile about it. There's just something really satisfying about all the character animation and the backgrounds. It all feels so real, even though it's like so stylized. And then when they're in this spirit realm kind of area where there's all of the bamboo forest, that was just gorgeous. And they had so many effects on there. There was like some chromatic aberration, there was blur and fog. It just all looked really mystical. I wasn't expecting there to be as much of this kind of mystical element as there was. All of these rituals and the lighting during the rituals, that was really great. And then this moment where May is like forcing her way through the portal and looking back, seeing her panda, that was just a gorgeous moment, both visually and kind of thematically, storytelling wise. We get the flashbacks of everything that happened. Whenever flashbacks happen, I get emotional, especially when it's like a flashback montage like that. That scene got to me. And then the scene where May is talking to the mum kind of through the portal, and then mum's talking about accepting yourself. That scene was great as well. Both really emotional, touching scenes. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the kind of scale of the final fight. I wasn't expecting there to be a final fight. The mum's panda form is this huge kaiju. She's like as tall as some of the buildings. She was super big and intimidating, and it was great seeing the grandma and the aunts, you know, they kind of embrace their true selves for a bit, breaking their seals and becoming the pandas to go and help out. And I love the transformation sequence for the aunts. It almost reminded me of like Power Rangers or like Sailor Moon, where they're doing the different poses when they transform and different actions to transform. That was really hilarious. I love that. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like or a comment. If you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date for all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.